7 dark conversation tactics manipulators use, and how to use them first. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All techniques discussed are rooted in psychological research and social dynamics, designed to elevate your awareness, not to promote harm. Close your eyes. Picture this. You're mid-conversation, and suddenly you feel off balance. You're responding but not leading. You're involved but no longer in control. That wasn't an accident. That was manipulation. Subtle, silent, precise. For the next 6 minutes, I'll reveal 7 psychological conversation tactics manipulators use to bend reality, and how you can turn those weapons into armor and strategy. 1. The frame lock. He who controls the frame controls the game. Manipulators always begin by establishing the frame, the mental lens through which a conversation is interpreted. If they frame you as irrational, defensive, or guilty, anything you say reinforces that frame. Tactic. Start conversations by defining the context. I want to make sure we understand each other clearly, so let me offer how I see it first. Establish your frame early. Reframe if necessary. Never accept theirs by default. Watch for statements that define your emotions. You're overreacting. Loaded setups. If you were a good friend, you'd refuse the frame. Reset it. 2. The interrupt and dominate loop. Interruptions aren't just rude, they're power plays. Manipulators disrupt your rhythm to fracture your confidence and reassert dominance. Tactic. Use controlled interruptions when you need to break a pattern. If someone's ranting, say calmly, "Hold on, I want to understand, but let's pause there." Then redirect. Weaponized silence. If they interrupt you, stop speaking. Look them dead in the eye. Say nothing. Let them squirm in the void. 3. The illusion of agreement. You agree, right? That one sentence shifts you from a challenger to a co-conspirator. Manipulators plant statements that seem neutral but force alignment. Tactic. Use pseudo-agreements to soften and sway. Most people would agree this makes sense, no? But stay alert. If someone corners you with one, pause, then redirect. I actually have a slightly different perspective. He moved. Start with shared truth, then slip in your idea. The mind resists less when it feels it's already aligned. 4. The emotional hijack. Anger, guilt, urgency. Manipulators inject emotion to cloud logic. If they can spark emotion, they control your reaction. They're not debating, they're puppeteering your nervous system. Tactic. Slow down. Speak softer when they get louder. Lower your pace when they get faster. Say, "I'd like to respond, but not emotionally. Let's take a breath." Reverse hijack by naming the emotion. Sounds like there's frustration. Let's talk with clarity. Naming the game breaks the spell. 5. The strategic vulnerability trap. Manipulators often use selective vulnerability, sharing personal stories to disarm you, earn trust, or pull guilt. "I'm only telling you this because I trust you." Suddenly you feel responsible. Tactic. Recognize when vulnerability is being used, not felt. To regain balance, validate, then redirect. "I appreciate you sharing that. Let's stay focused on the issue." Or weaponize subtle vulnerability yourself. "Let me be honest, this affected me more than I thought." It flips the power dynamic when used with intent. 6. The echo and lead method. This tactic mirrors your language, then slips in a command. "So what I hear you saying is," insert your version. That's why the best move is insert desired action. Manipulators use this to control the narrative under the illusion of empathy. Tactic. Use it to guide decisions. Reflect what they say, then frame your ask as the natural outcome. You mentioned wanting clarity. That's why this solution works. But be vigilant when someone echoes too perfectly. That's not understanding, it's steering. 7. The closed loop exit. Master manipulators end conversations on their terms. They wrap it with a final frame, making you feel the discussion is over, even if it isn't. Tactic. Recognize it in phrases like, "Well, I guess we'll agree to disagree. That's just how I see it." These are exit traps, tools to shut down pushback. Your move. Pause. Then re-enter with, "Before we close, one last point worth mentioning." Reclaim the ending. Now let this sink in. Most people walk into conversations reactive. They follow tone. They follow mood. They follow manipulation. But you're becoming the man who leads the room without raising your voice. You now hold the blueprint to control the frame, shift emotional tempo, echo and lead, exit on your terms. Picture yourself in your next conversation. Calm, cool, commanding. You're not reacting anymore. You're shaping. This is the Obsidian mindset. Subscribe for weekly psychological weapons to sharpen your mind and dominate with silence. Join our Telegram, Black Files, for tactics too raw for YouTube. Link in the description. Comment, which tactic will you master first? Framing, emotional hijack, or exit control?